My name's Deborah and I live in the East Midlands. So looking back, I can see I probably always had MCAS. I was always that child that was sensitive to everything with itchy rashes and reactive to washing powder and toiletries and tummy troubles and food intolerances. But they were generally mild, and I certainly didn't know anything about MCAS until my health suddenly deteriorated really severely in 2018 and I became unbearably ill almost overnight. I initially found it almost impossible to get any help because the GP that I first saw misdiagnosed anxiety and panic attacks. He was absolutely convinced that that's what it was, despite me having no history of anxiety or mental health issues and not experiencing any anxiety. But he would only offer me a referral to a psychiatrist and absolutely refused to discuss any other referral pathway. He did refer me for a mental health assessment, and the assessor there confirmed that I had no mental health issues and that I was not experiencing panic attacks. But he told me that somebody had put that on my medical notes. And from that moment on, it didn't matter who I saw or where I tried to get help. Every medical appointment I attended, no one would listen to me or believe me or consider any other possible diagnosis other than anxiety. I remember so clearly, it felt as though I was trapped inside a glass box. And people could see me and they could see my lips moving, but I just couldn't make them hear the words. Every time I tried to explain just how ill I was and how severe my symptoms were, they told me it was just my anxiety. I was experiencing 24-hour non-stop reactions really to almost everything in my diet and my environment. I felt poisoned from head to toe as though I had a permanent hangover. I completely lost the ability to sleep because the inflammation was affecting my brain and nervous system, and I had mini seizure-like events all night, every night. I also had a huge myriad of other symptoms all over my body, which didn't make any sense. Episodes of tachycardia, excruciating chest pain, heart inflammation, intense muscle cramps, involuntary twitching, diarrhea, urinary frequency, visual disturbance, tinnitus, migraines, memory loss, and really severe brain fog, so badly that I couldn't function normally on a day-to-day basis. But my symptoms didn't manifest as typical allergy or anaphylaxis type symptoms, and they were elusive and invisible to everybody but me. The seizures lasted seconds. By the time I got to hospital or to the GP, they'd gone, and when I tried to explain what I was experiencing, I don't think they believed me. I couldn't cook for myself. I couldn't go out with friends. I couldn't even talk on the phone or watch films or listen to music because the sensory overload was just too intense. I lost the job of my dreams, which was absolutely devastating, and became almost housebound, some days bedbound. It was terrifying and so confusing to not understand what was happening to me. The worst part of it, though, was not being able to make anyone believe what was happening to me and to not be able to get any medical help. It was terribly frightening. I honestly thought I might be going to die, and I drew up my will and gave my mum power of attorney. I even considered taking my own life because I just didn't know how to bear the symptoms that I was experiencing. My mum was beside herself with worry, and the stress on her has been absolutely enormous and has impacted on her own health because she's in her 70s and she had to become my carer overnight. My experiences during that time have really seriously undermined my trust in medicine, and I'm now really nervous about seeking medical help because MCAS affects all aspects of medical care, how we react to drugs, anaesthetic, surgery, scans. Knowing that doctors at the hospitals are unlikely to know about MCAS and how to work with it is very worrying. Looking back, I can't help feeling that if the doctors that I'd seen from childhood for all my various allergies and tummy problems had known about MCAS and been able to join up the dots and diagnose me earlier, I would have been on the right medications. I would have known I had MCAS and how to manage my health, what to do and what not to do to keep myself well, and that might have prevented me from becoming so ill in my 40s. I understand that MCAS is not well understood yet, that it's a new condition and that doctors don't get training in it. And I don't expect the doctors to have all the answers. But I would have just so valued the opportunity to be able to have an open conversation with someone about what I was experiencing and to be taken seriously. I would have been happy if they'd said, I don't know, but I need to do some research, or we don't know what it is, but let's help you manage your symptoms. The refusal to explore what was causing my symptoms left me feeling absolutely let down and alone. It was the most enormous relief to eventually find two specialists who did understand MCAS and who believed me and understood what was happening to me. And through their support, I got onto the right medication, and that has been completely life-changing for me. Mast cell action were also really helpful in helping me to find the guidance and information that I needed to know how to stabilize and control the MCAS. And all of that together has enabled me to return to living a full and productive life. I'm now working and running a business, able to go out and socialize and live a meaningful life again. I still have to be careful and manage the condition, but my quality of life is 100-fold improved on where I was 7 years ago. I'm really optimistic about the future now. I know what's wrong with me and how to manage it, and I have the right medications and self-care tools in place. And I am enormously grateful to the doctors who did believe me and who have helped me to get to this point.